Hello, I'm here with Oceanic Air for this little interview that we're doing. And
Hello.
without further ado, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
I'm Oceanic Air. I'm a 15-year-old music producer. Been making music for a year-ish now, and I've cranked out a lot of stuff. I'm a big music guy.
Right. So you're making music at the age of 15. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I
No,
gotta say,
it's hard.
I can imagine. I mean, I took a guitar class last semester and I could barely understand it, so to do it at 15 years old is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So, um, first question I'd like to ask you, you know, obviously, since you're making music, you're gonna be into music. So, kind of what got you like into music as a whole?
Okay. So I've always been a long time fan of music, but I didn't really pick it up till the age of 13-ish. One of the main albums that really got me into music was Currents by Tame Impala and also Igor and stuff like that.
Okay, those are pretty influential albums in their own regards.
Yeah. I give a lot of credit to them. I would not be as big of a music fan as I am now, and I wouldn't have discovered some of my favorite albums ever if I hadn't have done that. So
I mean, those are some very formative albums. I can attest to that.
yeah.
So, you said you been making music since the age of 13. Did you have any background before that, or is it just like something you wanted to do at 13 and then you started to do it?
Okay, well, I was getting really into old Tyler, and then I decided to just kind of start producing. Even to this day, I don't know anything about notes, music theory, nothing like that. I just make the music. I have no prior practice. I don't play any instruments besides a synthesizer, which I use in all of my songs. It doesn't sound like it, but they're in all my songs.
Right. From what I heard a lot of synth influence in your music.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Big synth guy.
hell yeah, seems like Tyler the Creator is always at the scene of crime for a lot of the new up and coming artists.
Yeah, actually, I have a little bit of a quick story here, but when I was 13, March area, I was listening to a lot of Goblin and a lot of the older Tyler, so I decided to make a rap album. And it's not on platforms anymore. I deleted it, but I re-listened to it a little bit ago and realized oh my God, this was such a bad start. I was so bad at structure, at vocals, everything. It was awful.
Do you think if you ever get a cult following or anything, you would ever put it out there, or is it just something that you're gonna keep locked away?
I'd put it out there for fun because it wouldn't be an album where I'd be embarrassed to be it out there. I know it's embarrassing, and I know other people will think the same, so it's fine with me. I'll consider doing that if I get larger for sure.
Hell yeah, confidence is key with that. Um, Another question I have for you is I saw that you had an album out. Um, I don't really know how to pronounce it since there's a lot of lines. So how would you
Yeah, it's a
pronounce
bar.
it?
You can just call it Barcode. I just call it Barcode. It's my Barcode
Barcode.
album.
All right. If you had to describe Barcode in just a quick sentence, how would you?
Oh, intense experimental noise music. It was like 1 to 5 a.m. in the morning, and I just made this whole album fully. I had no plans going into it. I just fully improvised every song. There's no plans. It's very crazy.
So you made the entire album in 4 hours?
Yes.
Damn, for an album with an over hour long track time,
Yeah,
that's
no,
very impressive actually.
I was not tired at all, and I tried to think of a way that maybe I could fall asleep, and I was like, maybe if I make an album, I'll get tired of it, and then I did towards the end, fell asleep. It was very, very worth it.
making albums with the new melatonin. So I know you've said your inspirations that you've like helped you, but what's your inspiration in making music? Like what inspires you to be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this right now and I'm gonna like work through it.
That is a really, really good question because this is something that I do think about like relatively often. And I remember like one of the main reasons that I make music in general is like listening to a new album, and the second I'm done with it, I'm like, I want to make music like that. I don't want it to be the same. I don't want it to be copy cut, but I want something like that. So like there are multiple albums out there that did that for me, like a lot.
What would your top five of those albums be that have like inspired you the most?
Oof, top five most inspiring albums. Census Designated, Jane Remover. Um, Definitely some Dreamcast summer songs like early Devon Hendrix era weird rap. Let's see what else. I even though you don't hear it in my music, Lahai by Sanfa inspired me a lot in like synth work and like. But I think the last two that would be on that list. Oof, this is tough. Oh, definitely Untrue by Burial. That one was an immediate click for me. And then honestly, maybe even Frailty, probably Frailty, Jane Remover.
So you're a pretty big Jane Remover fan then, right?
Huge Jane Remover fan.
I've seen from some of your tweets.
I love Jane.
But on to my next question. So whenever I was listening to some of your music, I didn't get the chance to listen to anything other than your solo work, but I saw that you were in a band with 10 people. Could you walk me through the process on how y'all all like get together to make music?
So this is a really funny question because you're referring to cherry blossoms, correct?
I believe so,
Okay.
yes.
So for Blossom's music, we're kind of all over the place. You have me and Pretty Depressed, which are in like a similar rock tone at the moment. And then a bunch of the others are really focused on like drum and bass and ambient and even some like hip hop. But the funny thing is we've discussed this as a group a few times, but we just have not made any music together at all. So it's just like a title that's fun to have. Until we do release something, there's not much going on there. Purely fun.
All right.
I feel
Well,
like I just revealed secrets about that, but it's fine.
well,
It's
good
all
luck
good.
whenever you do start to make
It's
music together.
all good. We hopefully will soon.
So I saw one of your tweets yesterday that you
Oh
said you're
no.
going to be covering Black Market Cart's EP, Today I Laid Down.
Yes. Yes, I'm gonna be covering the first three songs. Good morning text. Today I laid down and no food. Um, and
Why'd
you know
you
what? I will announce this real quick, but on the 22nd of February, I am hosting a online URL fest with a bunch of other artists. Lineup comes out later today, probably. And for the after party of that, I will be playing the three covers I did, and I'm very proud of them. Because when I do covers, I don't just do the original song, then do the lyrics again. I like reimagine the production, and I go a little bit weirder with the style of vocals as well. Like the vocals are very odd sounding.
Yeah, that's really impressive to do. I couldn't even imagine trying to do something like that.
Oh my God, it's so hard. I had to like kind of learn notes, but I still don't really know it that well. And mind you, even though it does not sound like it, every instrument that is in my songs is like done on my synthesizer, all with like really shitty BandLab virtual instruments, and I like transform them into sounding like something completely different.
When you recontextualize it like that, that's very, very impressive, actually. Like, I know I've been saying that a lot, but it's just
It is
so,
not easy. Not easy.
I can imagine. But why'd you choose Today I Laid Down in specific to cover, at least the first three tracks?
Oh, that's a great question. So in general, I've been listening to it a bit off more often because like I remember I had it as like my number one EP of that year, and then I didn't really go back. And when I did go back, I was like, oh my God, like I love this music, and it's almost like a tribute to just like how amazing and talented Black Market Cart is. And like even though they're like a recent addition to my music, I'd say they definitely do inspire me, especially with my like next solo album. It like absolutely inspires me in sound and vocals, production. It's so impressive.
Well, speaking of your next solo album, are you dropping another one soon?
Uh, yeah, it's not a solo, but it's with my band Democratic Rivers. We're a dark ambient band. Me, my friend Amy, and my friend Joseph as well. And that album comes out February 20th on all streaming services.
Wow, it's very impressive. Oh, sorry, I'm repeating that like a broken record, but
All good.
so the next question I have for you is, let's say you get to headline a tour. Your top five
Oh,
cities slash venues you would go to, and your bottom five cities slash venues you would go to. That's gonna be in America, or it can be around the world. Doesn't matter.
that is such a good question. Holy shit. I did not give me a second.
Take
Um
your time.
okay. No, that's lovely. Okay, I will. Um incredible question. Very excited. Think about this. So I would perform in my home state at my favorite venue. Will I reveal either of those? Absolutely not. I am 15 years old. Y'all don't need to know where I live.
That's completely fair.
I want to go to Reykjavik, Iceland, because it's one of the most beautiful places in the world, and I would just Iceland is inspired. Number one, a billion incredible artists to come out of Iceland, and it's just all of their music is incredible.
Oh
And
yeah.
I would perform there for sure. I'd perform in LA. I'd probably go simple with it. I'd love to be in LA again. I went last summer and it was very, very nice. It was a lovely time. If I get one more Discord notification from this thing, I might explode. It's all good though. So, um, I'd definitely go there. I'd perform in that's oof. I would love to perform in Brazil. I think that'd be really fun. And that's another thing with Iceland where it's like the amount of incredible artists that have come out of Brazil, like Sam LRC and Wikipedia, like just incredible artists would love to go. Then I think my like last choice would be something in Spain, just because I want to go to Spain. I don't really have a reason for that.
Yeah, you mentioned Sam LRC. She's also a like kind of like up and coming artist alongside you, right?
An upcoming artist alongside me, but much larger, and me and Sam LRC's song "I Don't Feel Safe" hit 1,000 plays like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and is it all because of Sam? Absolutely. I know I made that song and I know it's my song, but my vocals, I've never wanted to cringe more at a song that I've listened to in so long. It sounds terrible. That's my opinion though. If you like it, that's fine. I just
Yeah, I was listening to that song, come for
oh,
Sam
auto
LRC, stay for Oceanic Air, because I gotta say, if you were you the one that produced that song?
I produced most of it, and I did the drums for that big guitar breakdown. But that guitar is played entirely by Sam Ellerslie, and she is incredible. I'm so lucky to have her on a song like that.
I mean, y'all have some incredible chemistry on music, I gotta say.
For the one song, yeah, I'm honestly surprised.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it doesn't take a lot to know something like that, but still.
Yeah. All right, but like top five worst places, places I wouldn't want to perform. That's a also great question. Um, I just don't want to go to any boring cities. I'm sorry. I mean, I live in a boring place as well, but like there are places that I just straight up never want to go. Like you'll never catch me doing it like a show in like Montana or some shit like that. Like I don't know anything that's there. Like I don't think I have five, but I would just go to mainly just I don't really want to go to boring places. Like I'm sorry, and I get that you want artists to come closer to you because you are a boring city, and like I know that feeling, but it's just like I'm just never gonna go to South Dakota and be like, this is it. Like, no.
I mean, I think most people in South Dakota probably go to Minnesota for most of their
Yeah, I think
tours.
if that started beef with anything, that's my fault. But I'll live with that consequence.
It's okay. I think there's maybe 5 people across North and South Dakota that live there. Maybe 5.5. Who knows? But
Oh my God, 5.5. What's a half person?
you just got to see it to find out.
Oh my
But to follow up the headlining a
God.
tour question, if you could
Yeah.
have, let's say you could have 3 openers across there, who would those openers be?
Ooh, that's a lovely question. Pretty depressed for sure. Incredible, one of the best.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna pick my friends for this one. Uh, Even though like musical styles aren't necessarily the same, I would have Lick open for me as well because he's really talented. I have like 2 songs out with him on Spotify.
All right.
Uh, God, that last one. I think I do my friend Novice Golf. I think they're really, really, really underrated, and not enough people have listened to their music. They're really good.
All right. Gotta shout out people as much as possible.
100%.
All right. So one of the last questions I have for you is there anything you're trying to say with your music? Like, does your music have a message? Is it just for fun? Is it like venting?
I think my music is definitely for fun, even though there are songs where I do touch on like pretty serious like topics in my life, like I don't feel safe and stuff like that. But I think most of the time I'm just out for vibes. I just like making music and I like putting it out. But I will say, I do have an album, Free Samples at Costco. It's a very silly name, but it's a it's an instrumental hip hop album with like spoken word and field recordings, and that one does have like a very like serious message behind it. And if y'all want to find out what that is, you can, because I will not explain it any further. But just listen.
Gotta keep the mystique up. But
Absolutely.
from how you describe it, I can definitely see your Dreamcast summer songs and inspiration on there.
Oh my God, Choo Choo Rocket inspired that whole album like 100%. That's the best song ever made. Like,
I
it's
actually
beautiful.
a quick story I have is I believe you posted a tweet saying that that was one of like your favorite songs, and so I listened to it, and now that's one of my favorite songs. I haven't listened to the rest of the album, but that song in particular,
Truly, truly a mesmerizing song and a beautiful album. Like his production has always been so good. There's never been a moment where he has not been good at producing. It's crazy.
yeah. But all right, last question I got for you. You know,
Okay.
it's I guess the steal from Nardward. Why
Oh,
should why should people care about you and your music?
okay. That's a lovely question. Why should people care about my music? Because you know what? You should. I think I work really hard. I put a lot out there. You have no excuse to not listen to it. I mean, come on.
True, and you get to hear some bangers during the ride.
Oh, some absolute bangers. I mean, as an artist, it's crazy to say this, but like I have over like 1,000 minutes of myself on Spotify because I love listening to my own music. And if you're an artist and you don't like listening to your music, you don't like making music. If you really like your music, if you really put your time in it, you're gonna love whatever comes out, except for a few songs, but that's fine.
Not everyone can make, perfect songs all the time, but
No.
all right. Um, that's about all I got for you. Thank you for
Okay.
joining and letting me interview you.
Of course.
And, just tell the people where they can find you and your music and other places.
You can find me at Young 2002 Archive on Twitter, formerly known as the Main Exhibition. You can find me on Instagram under the Main Exhibit. I have a Spotify for Oceanic Air. and I do have a SoundCloud for it, but I also have a SoundCloud for an alias called Ghost Girl, and if you want to hear any of those, you can.
All right. That about wraps us up. Thank you for your time.
Hey, you, I'm so happy. I love this.
Yeah.
My dream.
All right. I'll end the recording now.